said, I gotta get you on the air.
Absolutely.
And so I was like, putting it right in. You got stuff going on, so you know, can't help it.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm supposed to share.
Popular show.
I know. That's right.
That's right.
Oh, we get calls from Spain and everything. Don't we,
Let
Paris?
me tell you, in the 10 o'clock hour with Patrick and John, who's standing in the doorway, we have our Afrobeat segment.
Yeah, Afrobeat,
we
I love
get
it.
calls from Ghana
See?
every week,
Wow.
from Germany, from California.
Yes.
I mean, because I'm telling you, this is the most popular.
You can listen to it
radio
online.
program at 10 o'clock anywhere.
Yeah, you can listen to it
Everywhere.
online though too.
WURDradio.com.
Yep. So, I know you're excited. So Dayna, when do you think this will all take place where she can actually go back home and start decorating?
Well, it's gonna take it's 4 weeks for the house to be built.
Okay, but that's already done, right? It's in a process.
It's in a process.
I have one other announcement I have to make, because we had 2 callers on the phone line that was waiting. I'm not gonna go to them right now, but I just wanted to acknowledge them. We have Brother Oba, who's having a pre-Kwanzaa event next week at the Church of the Advocate. He's on the line waiting. He's gonna come on and explain it to us. Then we have Brother Carl Tone Jones, one of our other co-hosts, who's actually out of town, and he was calling to talk about his Independence Day project documentary will be screening next week also. Hopefully he'll call back and talk to us about that as well.
Okay.
I'll relinquish my time back to you.
All right. So, so we're waiting for that. So it'll be like a couple of months or what?
No, it'll be probably, it's gonna ship out in a few weeks.
Okay.
And then hopefully, we're hoping NBC Lancaster affiliate.
I saw that. It's going to be doing a show.
Yeah.
They interviewed you guys?
They interviewed us, and we're hoping that they're going to follow the progress.
Okay.
So,
Seems like the Bahamas government would subsidize those houses so they get more built quickly through your program.
That would be awesome.
Have you written to them?
I have not written to the Bahamian government,
Right.
but I think that they are experiencing a lot of difficulties right now.
Sure.
Okay.
That's not high on their priority.
Right.
Yeah,
So what was your experience like? What happened when all this happened? Did you get caught or stranded out there?
I was.
And then a mic bait.
I was home at the time when it happened,
Okay.
so I left my house and I went to my son's house.
Was that nearby?
That was, nearby, to take off 10 minutes drive and drive by my house.
Was that safe?
Yeah, that was safe at the time. This house is on a rising.
Okay.
So, at 11 o'clock that day, everything started to go close. The wind hauled, the wind blow, then the rain come, it started to get dark, and everything just started to break loose.
Now, he didn't have any problems where he lived with your son.
He had problems like that.
Oh, you're saying when you was at his house, it was fine, and all of a sudden, the
everything-
storm came and hit them, and then what'd you
That's
guys
how
do?
it started breaking down. So we had to leave his house and go to another house.
Wow.
Was this your first time you had to evacuate?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
because we've been through storms.
Right.
But we never had, this one was the worst one of all.
Are you from Bahamas?
Yes.
Okay. Well, so all your life, you've never.
All my life, I've never been through a storm like this one I've
Okay.
been through.
Okay. How bad is it now? Are they getting up the debris? What's going on now?
Well, they say everything is, they're trying to get the land cleaned up. But I haven't been back there since I left, so I don't know.
So you're just waiting, anticipating. And you heard about Dayna?
When I come, I heard about Dayna when I come here. I usually come here like every year or two to my girlfriend Sylvia Washington, and I stay with her. But this was my year to come back, and after she heard about the hurricane, because she used to come to the Bahamas, she lives with me, then I come and I live with her.
Okay, yeah.
Mhm. And after that happened, I come to her, and then she told me about Dayna Foundation.
Wow. I wonder how she found out. I mean, I like to know the source.
She is, her friend, actually, my pastor in my church, her friend, that's his daughter.
Gotcha.
So I
Because you
knew-
started in the church.
Right.
With all the stuff you were doing.
Right.
And then you went out on your own.
Right.
You still go to the church.
Right.
You're still involved in church.
Right.
But
So-
you're doing this all on your own.
Exactly.
I remember your story.
So Sylvia, I knew that she lived in the Bahamas.
Okay.
She grew up there and we're with Grace. So when all of this happened, I was like, Lord, you know, how could we help? I reached out to her to find out what, you know, of course the need was. And when I called her, she was completely devastated because people were still looking for people. People were still lost.
Right.
She was trying to, you know, help family members.
Did you lose anybody?
No, I haven't lost nobody, but
Thank God.
some of them got injured.
Did
From
you
the
do,
debris and so forth?
GoFundMe?
We attempted to do a GoFundMe, but that that wasn't too successful. But I think one of the reasons is because I think the GoFundMes have gotten so much bad rap.
Yeah, for people saying that they needed the money and
right.
really didn't, like the
Right.
homeless girl, that whole big scam,
Right.
that really put a damper on GoFundMe.
Yeah.
And then you heard of other people that made up the woman who pretended like her daughter had cancer and stuff, and then she got all this money. That takes away from
Right.
people like what your
Right.
needs are or
Right.
my needs.
Right.
I need a GoFundMe.
Right.
But
It
for
does.
real,
It's
it takes
sad.
away from those people who really
Right.
need it.
And it's sad. And unfortunately, we live in a day and time, and you know, you have a nonprofit. We live in a day and time where you know, people aren't giving the way they used to,
Yeah, yeah.
like to different organizations. But this is, like I said earlier, this is a humanitarian crisis. People are homeless. Like the government gave out tents
I know. I
for
saw
them
that.
to, like, how can you had a house, you had a car, you had a job on August 31st, but on September 1st, not only did thousands of people lose
Their
everything,
homes, their jobs,
right, but
their cars,
right, and then you give them a tent to live in like an animal, like, and you know, it's unfortunate. This is December. We're coming upon Christmas. Imagine all the kids that are not only, they're displaced. It's thousands and thousands and thousands of kids that can't even go to the comfort of a home for Christmas.
Right.
Like, and I feel like that's the most devastating thing for me is, you know, we, I'm saying us, unfortunately, I'm just thinking about African Americans, but like, we have to help our own people, and these are our people who are struggling over there, and we can't wait for the government. We can't depend on, you know, the government to reach out and help, and unfortunately, they can't depend on the government either. The government's overtaxed over there, so we have to kind of, you know, help each other.
I'm so glad that we had the opportunity to talk to you. And you're right, and you're doing a good thing. God's looking down and smiling from ear to ear, you know. So God bless you and you.
I can reach you again if somebody want to get in touch.
It's 484-999-8471.
Okay.
484-999-8471.
Your website?
The website is www.DaynaDaynaSiCare
That's all right. And I want to thank you too
Miss Arna from Bahamas.
for coming in and sharing your story with us. I look forward to hearing and seeing the final
Yes.
product. Make sure you send me a picture
will.
so I can put it in the paper.
I will.
All right.
I will.
Thanks again, and we're gonna move on to our next guest.
No.